Alright, we have a diesel heater, we have a lithium battery, and now I need a way to charge the lithium battery. And for that, we have a REDODO 40 amp DC to DC battery charger. And that gives me an option to charge from the alternator on the truck. It also has a solar input with an MPPT charge controller in it. It has the option for reverse charging, so you can use the lithium battery to charge your vehicle battery. Got the product manual. Got some Anderson plugs. I like that they send the extra plugs, and I like that they do that because it makes it easy to remove and put in another vehicle or switch out batteries. Got a little warning about connecting solar panels. You want to make sure the volts are below 26 volts before connecting. Alright, pretty solid little unit there. I like it. Got some cooling fins on the back. Let's get it hooked up. I'm gonna need to run some power back here from the battery. Got some nice thick cable on these to handle the 40 amps. I like that they're all labeled too. We got ground, output, so that's for charging your lithium. Ground, DC input, that's from the alternator. Got the red plug. The red plugs will not plug into the gray plugs, so you can't mix them up. And then we got the solar input. That is real handy. Then we got a little, it says accessory on it. Came with some coarse thread screws. It's got a pretty nice manual here. It's got your dimensions for the charger. Important safety instructions, installation notes, additional components, identification of parts, mounting instructions. Gonna go ahead and put a connector on this just in case I want to hook it up. I'll just go ahead and put that together and keep it so I don't lose it. Got some of this THHN wire from Platt, only because it's really cheap. I asked them for battery cable and they gave me this, so I was going to return it, but then I thought it was so cheap, why not? I'm just going to have to make sure I cover this in some wire loom. This stuff does not have very thick insulation on it, so it's not very good for automotive purposes, since the cars shake and rattle, and if this is rubbing up against an edge, it'll be easy for that to chafe. I mean, this stuff's got some tough coating on it, so it can slip through. It's meant to be in conduit, so we'll have to make sure we protect it. And I do have one of these A&L fuses. Got some 50 amps on the way. This is 100. What is this? This is a 200 amp, so that's gonna be a little overkill. It'll be better than nothing. It's just gonna be a placeholder till the 50 amps show up. This is 6 gauge, and will be slightly oversized for the 40 amp charger. This was $11 for 15 feet. It was actually 11 something. It came out to $23 total for 30 feet. 15 of the black and 15 of the red. Actually got 18 feet of the red. This must have been an old order that nobody came to pick up or something. So that's kind of cool. Got a little extra few feet on the red. Yeah, about $23. This is $42 for 30 feet. This is sold as welding cable, but it's a really nice cable. You could probably go a little cheaper, especially if you go with the copper clad aluminum, which I really don't like. That's a little too cheap, but this is nice wire. This is what I like to get, but it's just really expensive. So I got about 5 feet of each, black and red, so I can make a battery connection with an Anderson plug. So we'll use the cheap stuff for the long run coming in from the battery. If I could afford it, I would have gotten some proper automotive cable or some of this welding cable. It's got nice thick insulation on it and it can resist abrasion a bit better than the THHN wire. But I'll just make sure to put this inside of something protective like wire loom. But yeah, this is welding wire, so probably could just find... I found a few options for just battery cable that was a bit cheaper, but the sellers didn't have the best ratings, so I went with this. This is Windy Nation, and they're pretty good. Oh, no wonder it's so expensive. It's made in the USA. Ha! That's awesome. I didn't realize that. And that's why the quality is so nice. I'm going to use that for a pigtail from the charger to a battery, and this will be from the truck battery to the charger. It'll save me about $20. And later down the road, we'll probably upgrade this to some of this nice Made in USA cable. It is really nice though. It's got that lining in there that makes this thing really flexible. And that's just some good stuff right there. I'd bet this stuff is Made in USA too. It's just a lot cheaper for the, because it's THHN. Platt's got a lot of great stuff at their store. They have a bunch of Made in USA connectors and all sorts of tools and other parts that are Made in USA. Really awesome store. Wanted to see if I could buy this stuff locally, but I probably need to go to a car stereo place. I didn't really think about it beforehand, but I just kind of popped over to Platt. So maybe next time I'm in town, we'll check the stereo. We'll check the car stereo place and see what they carry. Welding cable though, I don't know. Maybe we could check a welding supply. I've never seen them carry stuff this small. So I'm not sure where I could buy this stuff in town, but that I do enjoy figuring out where I could buy stuff locally. So that's why I went with this. Okay, I got this cable loomed up. We'll start from the back and fish it forward, and then we'll cut off the excess. There should be at least a few extra feet on this. Just fishing the wire down a little bit at a time, staying on the inside of this frame. I'll find some way to mount it. I got a bunch of holes here. There's probably something simple I could do with zip ties for the time being. How long this rock's been there? Huh. Wonder if that's that weird rattling I've been hearing. I bet it is. That's funny. Huh. It's been rattling around in there so long it's got this weird little dimple on it. Got the cable secured in with some safety wire and some extra wraps of some electrical tape for protection. Temporary situation. I'll come back down here later with some cable mounts. cable clamps. Wire that up a little better, but that'll work. Not too close to the exhaust or anything. There's not too much slack. A little more than I'd like, but that's just how it's gonna have to be for now. Got it all running behind everything. We'll snip these a little bit shorter, get a fuse on here, get some ring connectors. Got two sizes of 6-gauge ring connector here. One at 5/16 inch that will fit the fuse, and then one at 3/8 inch that will fit over the battery post. So. Alright, there's the ground. Got 5/16 on one side and a 3/8 on the other. No heat shrink. Okay, there we go. A fuse, positive connection, ground connection. At a later time, I'll probably add some binding posts so I could get some of these connections off the battery. It's getting a little clustered up here. Had just enough thread on this bolt for everything. So yeah, we'll deal with that a little later, but that should work. Added some short strips of duct tape to the back of this, give it a little grip. It might help prevent this from rattling around and shaking out the screws. I'm gonna have to put some. There's a bunch of better options like foam tape, rubber washers or something, but this is all I got right now. So I'm gonna put this right about here. Using some short self-tapping screws. That's on there good and solid. Okay, this ACC wire is apparently for smart alternators, so we don't need to hook that up. Alright, this thing's already powering up off the lithium here. We don't have the car battery connected yet. You press and hold the select button to set the battery type. And you tap the select button to select it, and then you hold it to set it. Alright, we are now set to charge the lithium battery. This charges, looks like this thing will charge any type of battery. Sealed lead acid, AGM, gel, calcium battery. I've never heard of that before. All right, that's set for lithium charging. Let's go ahead and connect up the truck battery. Truck battery is connected. Start it up and see what it does. Charging. This light means we got power on. That is awesome. Alright, we got an awesome little setup in here with the lithium battery. REDODO lithium, REDODO DC to DC charger. Looks like it's working awesome. Let's let it get charged up and then we'll shut the truck off and see how long that lingers. Charged light has come on. Charging light is still blinking, but maybe that just means it's active and ready to supply power to the battery. Anyway, it says it's fully charged. Oh, look at that, the charging light just turned off briefly. Or maybe it's topping it off or something. Gonna have to wait for the volts on the truck battery to come down a little bit, but that is lingering a little longer than I'd like, so I might end up adding a relay switch to this so I can disconnect it manually, set it up so when I turn the key off this gets disconnected. So we'll just do a disconnect right now. Keep my truck battery topped off. I've got a couple battery disconnect solenoids from the RV that would work perfect, so I'll have a little project for this later. Be sure to stay tuned, we got lots going on in this truck. Hit that subscribe button. Okay, let's see how long it actually takes to shut off after the truck turns off. I'm a little curious, it might not be as long as I thought. I think I waited about a minute before disconnecting it. Okay, let's give it a little longer. We'll see how much time it takes for this to turn off. Oh, that just turned off. The charging light. I'm not sure what the blue blinking light means on the... Alright, there it goes. It shut off, and it only took 40 seconds to turn off. That's not too bad. Awesome little deal there. I like it. Automatic charging. Could charge any type of battery. Even calcium batteries, which I just looked up, and those aren't even really made yet. They're in the experimental stage. Very versatile little charger. Go check them out. Links below. REDODO. And this does have a memory to it, so even if you disconnect power from both sides, this will remember your settings.